I know that's right.
Usually, deep sea diving.
No, but you got good hair, man. I like it. I like it.
Had to get it done.
What's going on? It's your boy DJ 9D. Alongside with me is Keisha. Then we got Kel, and this is the Bridge ATL. Keisha, please let them know what we got going on.
Oh, we have so much going on today. A lot to talk about, okay? We have Sexy Red on everybody's feed, okay? So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to get into all of the things that come with that. And we also have an artist spotlight that we're going to talk about. And there's also an interviewer going around that I want to get into where I'm going to have mixed emotions about it, where I want to know what you guys think. The lady's name is Bobby. I forget how to pronounce her last name, but we'll talk about it. Her interview with Offset. So I really want to get into that. Word on the street. And Logan Paul. How did he make our podcast? We'll talk about that very soon. And we'll get into Keisha Done Said It. But I want to start with something that I think is very much necessary to talk about at the beginning. In a previous episode, I had said something about not caring about hip hop. And I wanted to clear that up a little bit because that actually is not true. There were a couple of comments that had responded to the video, the clip, and I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely right. I am very much like, if you say something and I'm like, you know what, let me clear that up, I'm going to clear it up, okay? So they were saying like, it doesn't make sense what I was saying. I basically was talking about how I have this love-hate relationship with hip hop where I'm not really into it all the time because of how violent it has gotten over the years, how overly sexualized it has gotten. And to me, that doesn't resonate with my soul and how I like to vibrate in the frequency I like to live on. So that was really what I was trying to get at is I hate how violent it has gotten and how overly sexualized women are. And that to me is what stops me from saying, oh, I love hip hop. And there are greats that have come before. The mainstream media now has made me be like, oh, I'm a little skeptical, but I have to give the respect and pay homage to all of the great people and artists that have come before hip hop, where the more conscious rappers that I absolutely love. So I wanted to clear that up and say that, okay? But
should you care for hip hop though?
Wait, what do you mean?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Does it matter if I care for it at all?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think it necessarily matters whether or not I care about it or not, but I wanted to clear it up about what I actually meant. Does that make sense? So it wasn't so much that I now need to start caring. It's that like, I wanted to explain, like, it's not this black and white thing where I'm like, throw it all away, get rid of it. You know, like it's not that. I do care enough, but I don't like where it's going or where it has gone.
Well, I think I want people to realize, like, you ain't got to like hip hop, bro. If you don't like it, rap, whatever, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's music. It's always going to be opinion based. It is what it is. You said what you said about it. I don't think you said anything out of bounds. I mean, I think a lot of us can agree with the route that hip hop is taking. I mean, of course, there's going to be some people who aren't vibing with it. There's old heads who loved hip hop back in the day that don't listen to it today. Mm-hmm. They stick on to the old guard. And that's cool too, you know what I'm saying? So just for people in the future, if it's about music and somebody's opinion on music, I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to reply to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all lucky Keisha doing it. I don't care.
I love it.
If I say it's
garbage and I don't like it, I don't like it. And I'm not about to respond to none of y'all about it either. You know what I'm saying? You come see me.
You feel how you feel. It's an opinion. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as for me, I love hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Especially... everybody know this from our old show and all of that who know me personally. I love old school hip hop. You know, I pick my songs today like I pick my fruit. And I agree with Keisha. You know, it's just over sexualized and violent now than compared back in the day. Back in the day, it was talking about the situations you were in. Mm-hmm. Today, they're glorifying the situation they're in. They're acting like it's cool to be in those types of situations. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that's cool, and I'm a hip hop head. So for those who getting at the queen over here, check yourself before you wreck yourself.
I love you guys. So, I love you guys so much because I appreciate that because it is true. Like I felt necessary to clear up what I said, but I'm not going or backtracking on what I said. If that makes sense, you know what I mean. So I appreciate y'all for even saying that. Right. I know sometimes we get up here, we have our own opinion, and we may seem like we going back and forth, bumping heads, and we not seeing eye to eye. The family's feuding, but what y'all don't see behind the camera is that we actually really genuinely love each other and have a great relationship.
Bit facts. So
speaking of on camera, okay, we want to get into
this
sex tape.
Oh Lord.
This Sexy Red clip that was leaked on her story. And it was startling. I saw a screenshot, a screen grab of it, but I did not see what was actually on the clip. But just the screen grab alone had me feeling horrified because I was just like, oh my God, like, what is going on? And I want to know, like, do y'all think she leaked this video? Do y'all think this was the person who, was the guy in the video? Like, do you guys think this is revenge porn? What do you guys think?
Talking in my round.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I want to know what y'all think about this. What y'all think?
I would say, she definitely living what she rapping. You know what I'm saying? She definitely living what she rapping.
What she's rapping.
You have kids, Miss Red. You have kids. You have people that looks up to you, in a sense, and I just don't think that's cool. If it was intentional, then shame on you. But if it was not, then shame on them. But me personally, when I seen the clip, I was just disgusted. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody nowadays, especially with social media, trying to get clout in a sense, either it's through sex tapes, crazy stunts, anything like that. I just don't think that's cool for you because you got kids on social media. You have elders on social media. You have, people all around the world that's on social media, and you want them to look at your goodies and all of this stuff like that. I can't respect that, man. I really can't.
I mean, I think it's like what you said. She's living in her rap. You know what I mean? Probably the most authentic, one of the most authentic rappers we got. I mean, I can't blame her. I mean, we've seen sex tapes elevate somebody's career. It is, in reality. Her leaking it, or whatever, allegedly, you know what I'm saying, might have been beneficial to her career. I mean, look at what she raps. You know what I'm saying? If that's how she is, that's how she is. Children coming into it. I mean, nowadays it's like, a lot of these celebrities have kids. They know what they've done in the past or what they're currently doing.
But I ain't mean to cut you off, bro. Yeah. But just imagine you going to school, right?
No, I already know.
You going to school. Down the line, I'm not even saying you a toddler. Say you in middle school, maybe touching high school, and you still have that. They still have that video up on social media, and people come to you and being like, "Man, your mama, bye, 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 bye."
Oh yeah,
let me that's embarrassing.
Let me get in the basketball game, and I know Buddy Moms done went crazy on the internet.
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey bro, I seen your mom's yesterday. I'm about to mess up his whole head game.
Right.
For real. You know what I'm saying? It's part of it. It is unfortunate for children, in those situations. But that's gonna become the norm of the future, which is crazy, right? Like it's one of those things that's gonna be prevalent. So they're gonna have to get ready for that. But overall, with the whole situation, I don't know what to say. I mean, like I said, I think the world itself is just going in such a weird spot, specifically with her subject matter of her music. You know what I'm saying? Like Pound Town and all that. I don't know. I've seen the videos or whatever. I mean, it's regular for real. I mean, honestly, in every single way. I don't have too much of an opinion on it. She basically living her rap. So even whether she leaked it or not, if that's her route, that's her route.
It's funny because this is kind of the first time I think we've all somewhat agreed on one topic. Yeah. I feel like it definitely was something that was to boost her career. Me personally, because it's almost like a blueprint that we've noticed. Like release a sex tape, and then all of a sudden your star power or your star value seems to go up. It's almost this blueprint now that we're seeing that people are following. And they're like, oh, it worked for this person. It's working for me. Like, even like beefs, like, you know, like I don't feel like they're real. Like, sometimes I think that they're actually like created. Like, let's talk about how we can go back and forth. And it worked. I feel like the first beef wasn't probably planned, but people probably saw how much they were able to capitalize off of that and monetize that. And so it was like, oh, well, then let's do it again. I feel like that's the publicist in me, though. Like, the publicist in me is like, this is something that could potentially have been, you know, created to boost up this person's image or what they're doing. So that's why I'm like, this is the first time we've agreed on something.
Shout out to Drewski and Birdman, by the way, for the fake beef going on.
Yeah,
I mean, that is so funny. They little fake beef. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I tune into stuff like that for sure.
Right.
You know, and it's like, that's funny. You could talk about it a little bit more, but with the whole Sexyy Red thing, like, I just think it's ironic to me that she raps about what her lady parts looking like, and now she got a sex tape out. I mean, well, not a sex tape out, but like a sex clip that was posted of her having sex. Like, that's, and then I think, what didn't you say, she like dropped some music afterwards?
She did like a music video the next day.
Like, all eyes are on me. Like, let me
did like
post something.
Then talked about the video like the day after that.
Oh,
you know
yeah, exactly.
Like,
I saw that. Yeah, she talked about it after. I was like, okay.
When you really think about it, it's like, who else have access to your Instagram account?
I mean, there are hackers that actually really can do it, but it's like, it's sometimes it's a little forced now to me. I'm seeing like people actually doing stuff, and I'm like, was that you, or was that you? You know what I mean?
I feel you.
I mean, the formula working though.
It is working.
Let's be honest, like,
that's why I'm like, hey,
absolutely going. You know what I'm saying? So who knows if that's what you want? You know what I'm saying? I guess it's what you got, right?
Yeah. True.
Yeah,
true.
I don't necessarily support it. The only thing I support is the business behind it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, the actual business behind the process of it.
But do you think, like, it's really worth it? Is the money really worth putting yourself out there like that?
Yes,
exactly.
It is. That's
you know
what they're
saying?
showing.
That's
the
question, yeah.
They're showing that.
That's a
worth
life
it.
question for every individual. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how far would you go for the money?
I don't want it that bad.
I'm telling you.
You know, I don't want it that bad. Yo, what we want to get into is the artist spotlight. Back in 2016, we had this young artist named 21 Savage to come out and blow up the spot. Was on Double XL with Lil Uzi Vert, Kodak Black. The list goes on and on.
That was probably the greatest lineup of all time.
Yes,
Double XL,
and all of them still relevant. You know, till this day. You know, so shout out to that class of 2016. But the reason why 21 Savage is the artist spotlight of the day is because I didn't know he was from the UK until it came out a few years ago. And now, today, he became recently he became a citizen of the US of A. So I want to put a big shout out to 21 Savage for getting all that paperwork done. Drake even supported him through all of that. Even have a mailbox, I think. A mailbox or something at his house, like a statue of 21 Savage.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
At his house. So he got nothing but love and good feedback. That's a little bit weird, but, you know, I don't know their relationship. I don't know what they have behind closed doors. Nothing crazy like that, but just the friendship and everything like that. So shout out to 21 Savage, you know what I'm saying? So how do y'all feel about him being a U.S. citizen now?
I mean, like you said, I didn't know he wasn't from here. You know what I'm saying? I think that was the thing that shocked everybody. Like, he's not from here? Because I remember all the memes was like, you know, they gave him a British accent and all that. So it was kind of like, oh, okay.
He ain't got no accent,
Teas and crumpets and all that they was talking about. You know what I mean? So it's cool, though. You know what I mean? I think he was landlocked in the U.S. and he wasn't able to go back to his original country because of that. So it's always good to be able to go back home and, you know, connect with his family again. And he got all that cleared up. So, you know, shout out to him for sure.
Most definitely.
I think it's funny because I'm like trying to remember, like, I think most of his music was about like getting money and stuff like that.
Mm.
was laughing. I was like, wait, what is it like growing up in the UK? I might want to know because I do recall a couple of violent songs. So I was like, I wonder if it's violent there.
Oh, yeah, it gets down.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I've never been.
They get down with knives and like for
honestly,
real, the knife shit.
I need to go stamp my passport. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I am overdue for a vacation. So yeah, I need to go. Maybe the UK is where I'm going because I need to know. How did 21 Savage grow up? I need to know. I'm curious. So maybe I'll get to the UK and find out like what's going on.
I don't know if I go to UK first.
I'm not going there first. I'm just saying.
You know what I'm
not going there first. No.
I don't even know where to go. You know what I'm saying? London Bridge? I mean, shit.
No, I feel like honestly, if we're gonna stamp our passport, we need to be going to a country in Africa.
No,
like,
yeah,
that's really what I feel like is like the number one. But no, I'm not going to UK first. I was saying that because I'm
I know that.
Africa is definitely where I would go.
Yeah,
first.
That's like literally the number one on my list. Just, yes, the first place I want to go to Ghana. And just, live amongst the people. I don't even want to stay in a hotel. I just want to live amongst the people and see really how the culture is. Because honestly, that's how we don't know our bloodlines like that, but that I feel like that's one of our true identities over there. Just how they get down. And
I would do like an Ancestry.com joint. Figure out like.
No, I don't want people getting my DNA like that, bro. even though they probably already got it. I just watched the movie Us, and
Oh my god.
I watched it before, but I'm just saying I ain't watching it a long time, and that thing had me thinking, bro.
Tyrone.
Man, what?
Woo! I'm saying.
Underground.
Did you watch that? You watched it? Yeah, you watched it? Yeah,
it was good. Yeah. I did.
But
I did. Yeah, I liked it.
I feel you though, but I'm gonna see where my people's is from, like specifically, and
then
go.
Do you guys have people who you can ask to know, or are you talking about you trying to go back?
My folks don't know at all. Like, you know,
you got to do it.
Yeah, I have to.
You got to do it
for sure.
Yeah, got to do it.
You're gonna get my DNA, dog. I'm sorry, it's gonna happen.
You're gonna see another kid with long hair.
That's crazy. They probably already have
that is so crazy. I think that's so crazy that you even bring that up. It just shows you the mistrust that some Black people may have with these entities and organizations. Like think like,
absolutely.
I would.
Absolutely.
Sitting in a swab of inside my mouth or a piece of hair, I'm going to be completely exploited. Some other version of me is going to be living in this world. I mean, granted, the sci-fi movies that we're watching today are kind of having our minds a little spooked out.
It's in the chicken.
Man, you got to get the story from somewhere.
Something in the chicken.
But
that goddamn chicken.
But yeah, so that's why it's crazy. That shows you just like how much mistrust there is. And that's sad because I feel like it shouldn't be like that. It should not be like that at all.
Shit.
At all.
Give me a reason to trust you.
Yeah. Right. So speaking of mistrust, because I really want to switch gears to talk about this a little bit. Bobbi Althoff. I'm thinking that I'm pronouncing her last name correctly. Althoff. I hope so. Let me know. Production has let me know I'm correct. Okay, perfect. So Bobbi Althoff, she is an interviewer. She has been interviewing different people, and she kind of has this Funny Marco vibe where I hope you guys are familiar with Funny Marco.
I'm pretty sure that, yeah. Everybody should know. Yeah, I know.
Okay, so they're familiar with Funny Marco. I hope you guys are too.
Yeah.
Funny Marco, where he interviews people. He kind of gives them a hard time. It's really just they give him a hard time, but it's really a good time for us watching it. Mm-hmm. So she recently had a interview with Offset, and Offset had said you know who I am. He was basically talking crazy. I think he said something about unseasoned. All this stuff had to go TikToker, find her. He couldn't Google her. It was honestly hilarious. I absolutely laughed so hard when I was watching these video clips. But there was seeming to be some type of backlash that I saw towards Offset. I don't know, it was something about him, people saying it was wrong what he was saying and he shouldn't have said that, that wasn't nice. I seen some of those comments and it just kind of threw me off because I'm like, wait, what? What's going on? People can't seem to take a joke anymore. And it seemed to me all of a sudden, I was starting to flash back to Kanye and Taylor Swift, where, it's just idea of a Black man saying something to a white woman and all of a sudden it's taken out of context and it's rude. I don't know. It seems weird. So I want to know what you guys think about it. Like, did you guys see the video, right?
Yeah. The comments I seen was mainly towards, I mean, most of the comments I see when it comes to Bobbi Althoff is basically like they don't like how they say that she's invaded the space, right? And I mean, I think it started with it's really her interview with Drake. They felt like that exclusivity, you know what I'm saying, her able to be able to get an interview with Drake, somebody who doesn't do interviews as much, was a problem. You know what I mean? So
it's pretty much jealousy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think you know, she has a different style than most podcasters. I think Funny Marco is one of them.
Yeah.
But I think her style is a bit more like, you know, it's a female doing that. You know what I'm saying? In that space, there's only been 2 females that do that kind of style.
Mm-hmm.
The other female was a black lady. I forgot what her name was. I want to say Niwe. She had a show on Showtime or HBO. That was the same format. She had interviewed Chet Hanks in the kind of the same way where they have this format where they make the person they're interviewing awkward, right? Feel awkward, feel kind of uncomfortable.
It's so
and so that's like her main thing on her side. But she's able to invade the hip hop space and really use that in the hip hop space. Right. You know what I'm saying? In a good way. Like it's really funny. It's really hilarious. So it's done really well. So most of the comments I see is about how they feel like, oh, she doesn't know about us, how she's able to do all this. And it's, you know, like you said, it's more like an envious thing.
Yeah, and I hate the fact they call her an industry plant because it's nothing wrong with, you know, creating good content because people going to tune in regardless. You know, people, if you interviewing those people at those certain types of levels, you're going to tune in to be interested on their responses or what they have to say and everything like that. I've seen a few of her episodes, with Lil Yachty, Drake, and of course Offset. So I like her style. I feel like she's a vibe and everything like that, and I don't see nothing wrong. You know, I just think because you know I just think they feel a certain type of way, which is sad because I don't agree with that, man. If you good at what you do and if it's funny and it's getting numbers, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Especially with how Offset actually did the counteraction, made it even better. Yeah. Now we're seeing it from the other side. He's making the interviewer awkward, just like how she do with them. So that's a different way you could see it.
Right.
Which I also think was a manufactured thing. I think they both came and was like, hey, you come at me, you know what I'm saying, and I'll just roll with it. You know what I mean? We'll just go from there and see how that goes. I think everything is I think it's dope.
Can you explain though a little bit more? You said envious or jealous. Like, what did you explain that a little more? Because
I feel like I feel like the community. I'm not gonna, you know, I can't generalize this part because it's not everybody, obviously. A lot of the comments I'll see is basically it's why is she able to get these people? You know what I'm saying? Why is she able to be in these rooms with these people when other black interviewers or so are not able to get in these rooms? Like I said, that should not even be a question, in my opinion. I mean, I feel like if somebody's able to reach somebody, that's how they did it. You know what I mean? It's not like she paid money to skip in front of the line in front of you or stopped you from being able to do that at all. It's just she was able to do it.
It's the fact that you don't even know the work she put behind the scenes, camera. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Do it. She might know people that know people that know people to get in those types of same rooms. And I feel like you can't feel no type of way if you're not even putting in half the work to get those types of situations. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And I would understand if the content was bad. If the content was bad, okay, cool, we can have a conversation. Yeah. The content is hilarious. It's unique, you know, and I think it's merited. I mean, even industry plants, you know what I'm saying, they are successful for a reason. I mean, I feel like they have a niche, they have a role in whatever they do. And it works. I mean, they get the views, they get paid, they get performances and all this other stuff. So it is what it is, man. I mean, if you're on the right path and you're doing what you're supposed to do, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, shout out to Bobbi.
So you guys feel like people who they know may get them ahead in life, that's okay. Y'all not mad about that?
I mean, you mean like nepotism or something like that?
Yeah, like nepotism and
nepotism only if that person is not worthy of it. You know what I mean? Like if you're like I said, like if you're not good. I'll give you a perfect. I think I seen an interview about Denzel Washington's son, David Washington. They say he's a nepo baby. He's able to get these big roles because his dad is Denzel. Now, have y'all seen David Washington movies? Do y'all like him? Y'all never seen?
I've seen.
You never seen?
Which movie is he?
All right. So I'm a Christopher Nolan fan. For y'all don't know, Christopher Nolan did the Batman movies, the newer ones, not the newest one, but like the trilogy, the last trilogy. Yeah. He did Interstellar, Inception. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one of my favorite directors.
Right.
He had him in Tenet. He was a black dude in Tenet. Fantastic movie in my opinion. I love those kind of movies. He did a great role. I loved him in that role. I loved him in the little movie he did with Zendaya.
Yeah,
same thing. I think he's fantastic.
He's coming out with a new movie too.
Yeah, he got The Creator or something like that. I think that's him.
Yeah,
I think that's him. I'm not sure. But yeah, like he's great in these roles. I see his talent in these roles, and I don't see why he doesn't deserve them. Maybe there is somebody out there that could take it over him, but I feel like he does a great enough job to take these roles. Now, if he was sorry, you know what I mean, I would definitely be like, nah, get him out of here. That's, disrespectful. You should let somebody else try their hand.
But they never, I feel like people never really focused on Ice Cube's son, because Ice Cube's son put in the work to play Ice Cube on NWA.
Yeah, definitely.
And he played other movies, like, what's that? Den of Thieves. You ever seen that movie, Den of Thieves? Yeah. He played tremendous roles, throughout his career. So I feel like it don't matter who you know, or if your dad or your mom plugged into the Hollywood, whatever. I feel like you got to put the work in, because you could be whoever. I could be the son of whoever, but if I'm not good at what I do, people are not going to take me serious at all. And don't waste their money on me trying to, do whatever I do. So, I mean, it's not about what you know, is definitely on who you know, but you also have to put the work in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Put the work in, straight up and down.
No, I completely agree, because you're right. Like if you're actually talented, just because you know who you know, that shouldn't be what deters you from being able to get what you have.
Yeah,
like,
right,
you know what I mean? That people, we shouldn't be like, oh, you shouldn't have that because you know them. No, that's a part of the whole journey of life, is positioning yourself around people who can elevate you, So I don't see nothing wrong. I don't see nothing wrong. I'm just playing.
Hey, I don't care what y'all say. He's still the GOAT. I know his situation is bad, but hey.
Yeah, man. But with that being said, we're gonna go real quick into Word on the Street. And I want, with this particular segment, I don't bring them up a lot. And the reason is because there's a lot going on right now in terms of the political climate, specifically when it comes to those topics, because presidential election is coming up. We have a lot of campaigns that are about to start heavily. You're about to see a lot of stuff in the news, and
a lot of propaganda.
And so before I really get into the crux of all of that, the one thing I do want to talk about when it comes to politics in general is, are they important to y'all? Like, are politics important to you, your family, your community? So I want to ask, I'm going to start with 9D. What do you think about politics in general?
I could have sworn I answered this question.
We definitely talked about politics at some point.
A few years
Not
back?
a few years back. I'm tripping.
Probably like a couple months back.
A couple of months back. A few years back.
Yeah, we kind of rushed over it, but I definitely want to get more of a detailed, what is your opinion on politics as a whole?
Oh man. I just feel like it's a bigger agenda, when it comes down to just everything that's going on. I feel like politics is a distraction to keep you from the bigger picture. They could tell you anything and everything they want to, but you see no results behind certain things. I just feel no different from, sports and everything like that. I love sports. Don't get me wrong. I love football, basketball, but it's a distraction of what's going on in the world, But I just feel like we need to get that community love again. That community connection. How you could just drop your kids off to the next door neighbor house and everything would be all right. Everybody outside communicating, know what's going on. I feel like we really need to govern our own communities and have that connection, so no politician could get in your ear and feel like it's the end of the fucking world type. I feel like it's just something to exist. Something to just distract you. It's kind of hard to put into words, but it's me personally. I really don't give a damn about what they have to say. As long as we have community and understanding and knowledge of each other and itself, and just keep our humane shit together, it is what it is, bro.
So what's your opinion on voting in general?
Oh man, don't get me started with that.
He said, I don't vote.
I actually do. It's crazy because I be getting forced to vote. You know what I'm saying? It's like I won't hear. I can't hear the end of, oh, you got to vote because da 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 da. You know, it's like, okay, I voted for whoever I voted, but shit's still the same. Still ticking top the same, bro. It's like all my years of voting, which is what 2, 3 maybe, but I don't see nothing different than what it was last year or the year before that, bro. It's just a face to have.
Okay.
You know, I don't see the point of voting. But hey, if it makes you sleep good at night, please vote.
What about you, Keisha?
Well, I'm going to go to the first question. Okay. When I think about politics, I feel like politics, depending on how much it may impact how many people's lives, I like politicking. Okay. I understand like I said, the business side of it, politicking and the whole meeting and greeting and the networking and the whole thing that when it comes down to us, even on our level, right? Of like what it means to be doing the politicking, right? But I understand that you're asking more so about politicians.
Yeah, right.
One, I definitely know that it's a bunch of talk. It is a bunch of things like that. Like my background is in entertainment, and when I worked at a huge media company, we had meetings talking about the Donald Trump ratings compared to our housewife ratings. Yeah. Like it was literally, we would have meetings about this and kind of talking about like how we were competing with him. You know what I mean? So to me, I've always just thought like, I see the entertainment in it. Like it's so bad because I know that there are people who really genuinely know that that's the key to changing our lives, which is local government, really, if you ask me, local government.
Absolutely.
But I do see the entertainment value of it. So I have such to me, I'm like, it is entertainment. Really, it is pick the most perfect looking person with the most perfect looking life. And they want you to go parade around and talk about how you're going to make the world a more perfect place. You know, like that's really what it is. And so to me, I'm always like, make sure you vote in your local election. Yeah. If anything, like if you're going to do any voting, vote in your local election because they impact your daily life more than the presidency does. Right. You know, so that's what I always am like saying, you know, that, but it is there. The problem is that we do need to come together, organize better, strengthen our numbers so that we can get laws passed in our favor so that we are not just kind of going out here willy-nilly. Like a lot of things happen in our lives because we're not trying to make sure there are laws being passed to protect us or, you know, make sure we're good. And so that's what I think. Like, I think it's a lot of entertainment going on, but it's also necessary to vote locally, making sure the person who you know, your local governors, your state officials, all those different people like that, those are important to know. Make sure you know what they stand on.
Exactly.
I got a question for you, and I just thought about this. Speaking of politicians, why do you think we have a Democrat and
Did you say Democrat?
No, Democrat.
Oh.
Democrat. It's my slang.
Oh yeah, good Florida.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. I know I didn't just hear that.
Crack is whack, y'all. Democrat and Republican.
Why sides?
Why do we have two instead of just one?
We just talked about it with beefing.
It's just, it literally the dynamic. It makes it look
pick
better.
Pick a side.
Yeah,
pick a side.
But why do you think that is though?
It's easier.
What do you mean?
So like when you have people who don't have a side or don't have really a basically like a fight in the game. What they say?
No dog in the fight.
Yeah, they don't have. They have no dog in the fight.
Riding the fence.
It's easier to make sides for those people because that way it's like, okay, mess with us. You know what I'm saying? We doing better over here. You know what I'm saying? It's more allure that way. Because if all these politicians were just their own, it's harder to pick, right? Like he has so much. You have to really research that one politician for everything that they're doing. Well, it's easier to just categorize what they're a part of and then join what they're a part of
instead of doing your research.
It makes it easier for the dummies, to be honest with you.
That's what I'm saying.
That's exactly what it is.
That's why I wanted
that's all it is. It's easier for the dummies to pick a side.
That's why I wanted
because all the Republicans don't agree on the same shit. All the Democrats don't agree on the same shit. But they're all in a general category. and it's easier for people who don't want to do the research.
So
to
it's
join
easier to
those
keep us divided than together.
You see it.
My point.
And so that's and the thing I'm happy about is they both hit home with what y'all own point with. It's exactly what both of y'all were saying. Like, it is very important to, especially local government. Oh my God, people don't realize that. Vote on your sheriffs, vote on your mayors. You know what I'm saying? Vote on your even governors. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that in your own home, because they really control a lot of what you're going on.
Your state governs more of what's going on with you.
Exactly. If y'all live in Georgia, I don't know if y'all checked your car insurance lately. It went up.
Yeah, that shit went all the way up.
The governor did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he put that into effect. That is a local thing. You know what I'm saying? People don't realize that. They're probably looking like, damn, what the hell happened? They're probably calling their people right now.
Yeah, and
I definitely did. I know y'all did. My
friends in California still. But it's that, and then they also vote on like different projects being approved that will increase taxes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So different things like that. Like, that's where I'm like, if you really want to get into it, like, that's where you need to be looking and focusing anyway. Like, because when they're building these different things, where do you think they're getting the money from? The taxes. So that's where they're increasing taxes.
Yeah.
So it's like paying more attention to that is, you're going to be able to see a difference.
And the main thing I definitely want to bring on before we end this segment is the only power we truly have in this world is the power to vote. You know what I'm saying? That's just real life. You know what I mean? When we are born, we're given really one power, and that is to vote. You know what I'm saying? One major power, one major thing that makes us all equal is the ability to choose our leaders. Nobody can take that away from us. You know what I'm saying? When we kind of believe as a community, the Black community specifically, that we don't have the power. When we're united and we start to decide who we really want to be in our leaders, we really change a lot of shit. I think the biggest example of that was turning Georgia blue. Was a major Black unification. A lot of people don't realize that. I've lived in DeKalb County for over 15 years. And DeKalb County was one of the major contributors to doing that. I was proud in that because, I voted blue for that. And I felt like, like, if DeKalb County, being from California, being from Albuquerque, you know what I'm saying, and I moved to DeKalb County, being part of something historic like that on a whim, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so seeing that happen through Black unity, because I seen all of my friends, all the homies, they were voting.
Yeah.
They don't usually vote, but they did it this time, you know what I'm saying, specifically. Right. And they were, to see us all be a part of this because we were all unified in the same thing, that is the power that we have. And so whenever we understand that, like you said, we all need to be together.
Right.
I think that's one of the things where we all need to just sit down and talk about, like, who should be our leaders.
Right.
We never have that conversation, even outside of politics. We don't talk about who our true leaders should be.
Right.
Who can help us get to that, promised land, or to that destination of, a better life, of great progression. Yeah.
Everybody plays a role, man, in that community work. Everybody, from the politician, government, whatever, down to the old lady walking her grocery bags.
Yeah.
I feel like if we just get the knowledge of self and just really understand the purpose of life and living, man, we could do a lot of good things. You know what I'm saying?
And I have one other thing I want to add too, is I think historically, not historically, but a lot of times Black people feel that they need to vote Democrat because since you
I definitely don't want to push that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely follow you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but because I understand what you meant by the whole turning Georgia blue, because it showed unification.
Yeah.
It shows like, okay, people are showing up and voting. But I do want to say, like, in terms of picking a side, right? No, just make sure you're informed on like why you're picking the side, not just because your parent told you to vote Democrat. Like, make sure you truly believe in the philosophies and the thought processes that these politicians have. If you're going to vote for them, use your vote wisely. Like, that's the biggest thing. You would think that today was election day because of how we're really talking about this.
No, for real.
But it is really important because I do know, like, when I would talk to like my non-Black friends, they would talk about this stuff at their dinner table.
Yeah, that was regular conversation.
This was like, this is what they do. Like, you talk about, have conversations about these things because you want to be informed. They're raising their children to understand, yes, not just the idea, vote this way, like in terms of political party, but this is why, or these are our philosophies that we believe in this house, and this is why we've come to the conclusion. I literally was so in shock when I would talk, and it wasn't just like one or two people. It would be like, I would just be like, so do you guys talk about this? Like, what is the conversation like? I would, because I would inquiring mind wanted to know. I was really curious. So I definitely think like just make sure you kind of deep dive into it, understand your philosophy and how you want to what you want to affiliate with and associate with, so that you can make the best informed decision.
2 cents before we move on to the next topic. 2 cents, just 2 cents, because this is a really good topic. Referring to what Keisha just said, we need to have dinner tables again.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, I realized when she said that about just all the family getting together, eating over a meal and everything, discussing, we really need to get back to a dinner table, because you know us in the Black community, we get our food, we go in our rooms, we sit by ourselves, whatever. We need to get back to those things. But next topic, we got Logan.
No. No. I feel like that's not something to rush. But yes, we're going to move on. But I don't want us to feel like that's a topic to just be like, okay, moving on. Like, let's, because it is something so important. We talked about family function and family dysfunction and all this stuff. Yes, but I do want to talk about, speaking of families. Okay, so Logan Paul, I want to talk about Logan Paul and Dylan Dennis.
Damn.
Okay, so.
That's crazy.
You guys are so
crazy
funny.
situation.
Damn.
So disrespectful.
Right. So they're, from what I understand, they were like social media personalities and they're like celebrity boxers. And they would, do a lot of talking, trash talking. And so, leading up to their fights. But recently,
low blow.
They've been attacking Logan's fiance on social media and bringing up her past.
I mean, I can go into it.
I'm curious.
I'll go into it and explain it specifically.
Yes.
I love boxing. Boxing is one of my favorite sports to watch for sure. And right now, Logan Paul and Jake Paul are we're YouTube content creators. They became bigger than what they are. You know what I'm saying? Like way bigger. And they've created this lane of celebrity boxing and made that massive, right?
Right.
So massive that they're actually getting more money than regular boxers who made this a real career in their life at the start of their careers. Yeah. They use boxing as a hobby. They started taking that more serious, and they've been able to make money off of this, which I applaud heavily, because I never would have seen it, but they've definitely changed the lane of boxing.
And they already had the fan base behind them.
Exactly, to support it. So that amazing business acumen when it came to that. With that, they have these, celebrity fights that they have to hype up. That's what boxing is. It's all about promotion. It's all about hyping it up to get people to watch pay-per-views, get money. All of that. It's a huge thing.
Ticket sales,
and specifically with Logan Paul and Dylan Dennis. Dylan Dennis is a MMA fighter. He is not a boxer. He's an MMA fighter. But that's what they usually do. They usually fight MMA fighters who
just like Mayweather and Conor McGregor.
Exactly. Like they fight people who don't really box. It's crazy, right? But you want to see some MMA fighters and see what they can do in the ring.
Right.
Specifically with their fight, Dylan Dennis, his way of taunting his opponent has been to expose his fiance of the things that she has done in her past. And what do I mean by that? Specifically is she might have been with a lot of other male figures out there. You know what I'm saying? Some of them semi-celebrity status, a lot of them with money.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Some of them might be her age. Some of them might be way older than she is. It is a lot of videos, clips, pictures, whatever, and he's been doing this non-stop, damn near since their first promo.
Right.
Now he's doing it as like a time, I'm playing with you, but a lot of these clips are very
explicit,
super explicit, very degrading. It's caused some kind of everybody's definitely talking about it in the Twitter space if you see it.
Right.
As a male, mind you, that is his fiance. I do not know if he knew about all these pictures or what she's been dealing with while she was with her. But my opinion is you have to be a very strong person, in my opinion now, to be with somebody who was doing all of this prior to us being engaged. I have to be honest about this. I think to be moving in that way is kind of like, you know what I mean? On camera, I think that's the main thing. Like if it was like you did all this and I could never see it, okay, I could probably maybe be okay with that. But the fact that you knew you was on camera with all of this and you have all of this out there, it's hard, man.
Let me talk about that right quick. Bernie Mac once said, if you have money gets the woman you want. Being broke gets the woman that you need.
Oh, that's facts.
So it's not me personally, it's not shocking to find that Logan Paul's fiance, and it's not my place because I don't know her, but it's not shocking of that standard to have the baddest woman in the world to have those types of receipts behind her. It's not shocking to me because having money, being around different people and all of that stuff, the baddest woman in the world, you think the baddest woman in the world is not going to have those types of receipts on her? Think about it. It's a lot of brothers that's willing to spend money to get the baddest girl in the room. Mm-hmm. You know? And I don't agree with how his fiance got exposed and all of that.
No.
I don't agree with that at all. That's a low blow. And I get it because it's like a mind thing. You want him to stress out at home so he could get his mind off the fight.
Yeah.
I get it, but that's a low blow. But it's not shocking because money gets you what you want, not what you need.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say on that, man. Keisha, what you think?
I think it is unfortunate that she was brought into the situation because she's not the one fighting. She's not the one stepping into the ring. But yet here she is, being exposed for her her soon-to-be husband, hopefully, for what he's doing to bring income into the house. Like, why should she be the one who is now the butt of the joke? Pun intended. But you know what I mean? So it's it's kind of like that to me is so unfortunate for her. Like, I feel that is so, I feel bad for her, honestly.
No, yeah.
I really do. But this is also because I would have to just bring this up. This is what I mean by, a man looking past a woman's past, being able to say, you know what, I still choose you, even though this has been what you've done. Like, I'm pretty sure he knows, that she's no spring chicken. You know what I mean?
I hope he does.
I'm pretty sure he
pray
does.
He does.
Like, he probably met her because of, you know what I mean?
What I'm saying.
Whatever.
I truly do.
Either way it goes, that to me is just a man being able to overlook a woman's past in order to, and still say, you know what, I still choose you. Like, you're who I want to be with. Like, I find that very admirable. So that's my thoughts on that.
Future reference to people getting their thing on. Don't video record yourself.
Oh yeah.
On that, they might be making money for it, so we can't say don't.
Again, is the money worth it though? Because
to them it is. I'm telling you, y'all might not value it, but some people do.
It's got a lot of publicity off of that. Like, it's definitely
the business behind it.
Mind you, Dylan Dennis is not going to fight him anymore because he's getting sued by her.
Yeah.
For defamation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're exposing my private, and so he decided that it is a conflict. Private. Exactly. He decided it's a conflict with his fight with Logan, and he has terminated his boxing contract with him. So now Logan has to fight somebody else. So it's kind of crazy, man. It's just, like I said,
it's not
like you said,
private if you decide to
highly. I would not fault him for staying with her. I mean, it's not something I would look at. Look down. I feel like a lot of celebrities deal with females like that, and it's it's regular. And if it's regular to somebody who's able to be that successful, I guess it isn't that bad. So. Yeah, man, it's very admirable if he does stay, for sure. I'm not going to sit here and lie and act like I would be cool with that shit. If it was me, I'd be livid, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, shouts out to him if he's able to overcome that.
I'm not saying I'm you, but if I were you, I'd rather just have my woman do her dirt and not be recorded than have
That's what I said. Like, it's the fact that it's recorded. It's the fact that there's evidence, there's receipts. Like,
right.
Lord.
So
praying.
I don't know. That's insane. That is insane. I hope that social media does not infiltrate and get people thinking that they should break up or anything like that. No. Because if that's the case, then y'all didn't have, the relationship wasn't going to be solid in the first place if you guys have let social media break y'all up.
Right.
But let's get into Keisha Done Said It, because as we're talking about social media being the third person in the relationship, we need to get into this relationship and help this person out. Right. So, okay, the question is, should I stay or should I go? Okay, so so the question is, should I stay or should I go? My new boyfriend, whom I am absolutely in love with, wants me to move in with him. A little bit of backstory before I get into it. My boyfriend and I met when I was out in these wild Atlanta streets about 6 months ago, and we made things official 4 months ago. We hit it off immediately. After date number 3, I just felt like this man was going to be my husband. Things started moving quickly. Now, here's the thing. We don't live in the same state. He was moving when we met, and we've been going back and forth. He wants me to move in with him, but I don't want to move to South Carolina. Am I supposed to move in with him in the name of love, or is he supposed to follow me and come to Atlanta?
Let me. All right. So, what's the first question again, Keish?
Should she move with him in the name of love, or does he come to follow her to Atlanta?
Okay. I know you probably ain't gonna like this, Keisha. But I look. I know. I'm just, yeah. All right. All right. So we can all agree, right? In the traditional way, a man leads in a relationship, right? In the traditional way. I'm not saying this is stamped. I'm just saying in the traditional way. Look at Keisha already.
No, that's you.
What?
All right. No, because I see them. All right.
I was drinking my water.
I know.
Oh my God.
All right.
You want me to do that or what?
Come on now. Come on now. Putting
I was
on.
swallowing my water.
So, okay. All I'm saying is I think that the woman should, if she sure believes that, you know, she could be possibly his husband, she should move to South Carolina. Depending on the income and the jobs and all of that, y'all situation, if his job pays more, or if his situation is greater, then I think she should move in with him. But if her situation is better and all of that stuff like that, then, and if he really don't have nothing going on, then he should go with her. But I think in a traditional way, the woman should be led by the man and trust his judgment on whatever situation. That's all I got to say.
That's not even, so I'm on a whole different, like, you said 6 months, right? Hell no. What? 6 months. All right, so let me tell y'all something. 6 months is not a long time to know who your partner is. It's just not, I don't give a damn who you with. I don't give a damn what you feel about them. I don't care what they gave you. It is not a long time to know who your partner is. You know what I'm saying? So moving, hell no. Not even 6 months is crazy. That is wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, just off the rip. I think, damn, I ain't gonna lie. When you said that, I was like, in love? How? How, bro? Like, what are you talking about? No. None of that.
Hey.
None of that shit. I don't care, bro. Like, look, if he gotta go, he gotta go. It is what it is. It's not enough time, you know what I'm saying? Damn, at least give it a year. Give it a year, please. Before you even think about moving in. Everybody.
That long distance shit ain't.
Then cut it. Cut it. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what, you know what I'm saying? Like, we are in 2023. You should not move with nobody after 6 months. Divorce rates are at an all-time high, and this is the type of shit that makes it happen. Like,
do y'all believe in long distance relationship?
Hell no. Today, absolutely not. It would work back then. It would work back then in the 1800s when, you know, females couldn't get jobs and they had no choice but to rely on a nigga who had a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that. But today, oh no, she can get more money than me today. That is not going to work, bro. It does not work. It is very hard, though. It can. I'm not going to say it's like a 0% chance. You know what I'm saying? But
it's hard.
It is damn near impossible out here today.
That
you know
shit
what I'm
hard.
So, you said 6 months. I ain't gonna lie. I just cut out, black out. You know, kill that shit today.
Look, I can only speak for me with the long distance shit because that shit was hard as.
Yeah,
you know, my situation. I knew my fiance since I was 15. You know what I'm saying? We was friends. We were just good friends. Then we decided to be together before she moved up here, and it was hell.
Yeah,
with that shit. Because for one, I'm gonna keep it a bean. Because for one, temptation is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You can have your relationship long distance, that's all good. But when you out here in these streets and you doing what you do in your everyday life and you can't get certain things done, temptation is a motherfucker. Not saying I did something, but I'm just saying temptation. For two, you don't know that person is out here doing what she doing.
Exactly.
Or not. you know, because you have those same thoughts. You best believe she having those types of thoughts too, you know, of just getting certain fulfillments need and everything like that. It's natural. It's human nature. So, yeah, now that you put it like that, Kel, 6 months,
it's like,
yeah, I feel you on that.
Damn. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, you know, especially, I remember in college, and I always go back to college, bro, like, oh yeah, I got a boyfriend at so-and-so, but you doing all of this. Like, I see you doing all this shit. Like,
yeah.
Big brother not watching you, you basically free right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, your boy come down here like once every 2-3 months.
But I see you on the weekends.
But you know what I'm saying? We at the Q spot. You know what I'm saying? We at Q's frat party over here. You know what I'm saying? We out here going crazy. Like, it's like, come on now.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it goes both ways for dudes.
It goes both ways.
My girl like so-and-so. But you know, you going nuts. You know what I'm saying? But
come on, man.
Be careful.
It's hard.
Like I said, today is 2023. It's not 1900s. Not early 1900s. You know what I'm saying?
1900s.
So y'all be smart. You know what I'm saying? And that, you know, 6 months is very early.
Very
you don't, you know what I'm saying? You probably don't even know what your dude's favorite color is for real.
Or his living standards.
Hell, he might have kids.
If he clean.
He might have a whole wife out there somewhere. It's 6 months. You don't know. You ain't looked at his background like that for real. You don't even know his mama's real last name. Like, come on now.
You met him out in these wild streets. So you already know it's hard to put that chicken down when she took a bite.
What you think, Keisha?
That's so funny because I was just listening like, you guys are hilarious. For real, because I don't know what you saw when you thought I was about to go off. No, I don't know. I literally am laughing on the inside because I'm just like how extreme of a difference you guys are both coming at it. When I think of it, I think like, girl, if you love him, and he your husband, you better go. I feel like that's how I feel. I do think, though, she should give it a little more time to see, like, okay, let me see what's going on for real. Like, is he going to come here more to see me? And, like, does he make sure when I come there, like, I'm good? Like, I would just say give it a little more time. But if that's your husband, if that's your man, you better move there. I feel like you definitely should follow the man, that man. If he's asking you to move in with him, he's clearly trying to eliminate those temptation thoughts. And like, that's, to me, if a man is letting you move in with him, that's a very different like thought process, because now he wants you to be in his space. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm like, it seems to me healthier than if it was like him, I guess, either trying to move in with her or like them trying to figure out like how to do, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I think him moving you in is a little more of like sanity for me to give advice to you to say it's okay, because most guys, they don't really want to share their space. They want to have both, you know, the cake and eat it too. They want you to be able to cupcake with them on the phone and still have you, you know what I'm saying? Like, come over and have some other girl come over when you're not, you know what I'm saying? So like, to me, him wanting you to move into your space is a sign or an indicator that maybe he is serious about you guys. But you do have to be very mindful of like not just moving in and then you guys get stuck with playing house. You know what I'm saying? Like, not get stuck in that whole idea of like, okay, like, I moved in and now this is what we do. This is all we do. Don't get pregnant. Please don't. Please get married. You know what I mean? All those different things. But I also hear relationships where like people have known each other for like 6 months and then like they're married in years later. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? It didn't take them long to know that this is the person for them. So I just say, don't get pregnant. I say just, you know, find out like if he's really your husband, like get the ring. If he's your husband, do that first.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. Love is love, man. It doesn't really have no time limit on it. But Kel, I agree with what you said too, because you know it's different out here. So my final answer is, woman, I hope you know what you're doing, and I hope he know what he doing. And if y'all can come together and work out living situations or anything like that, man, kudos to y'all. Nothing but good luck.
Man, it's a strong hell no. 6 months, dog. Like, I'm just sorry. I'm stuck on that shit. Like, bro, like let's say I got a sister. She's like, yeah, I met this dude like 6 months ago. He wants me to move with him, to another state. You don't know this nigga. You don't know him, bro. Like, I don't care what nobody talking about. Like, 6 months is not long enough to know somebody. No matter what the you doing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Hell, the audacity to be like, hey, come move with me out in South Carolina after 6 months is wild to me, bro. Now, if y'all was in the same city, all right, understandable. Another city, another state, absolutely not. It's just a timing thing. If it was a year, maybe a year and a half, I might be more inclined to agree. Absolutely not. That's my final answer.
My final answer is please don't get pregnant. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. So I say good luck, girl. Let us know how it goes because I'm curious. And what do you guys think? Like, what should she do? Should she stay or should she go? Should the man follow her? Should he be coming to the city or should she be following him? But of course, I'm sure you guys all believe that she should not get pregnant. All right, let us know what you think below. And you can follow me. I'm Keish Done Did It. And that was Keish Done Said It. And you can find me on Instagram, Keishdonedit. I saw that head shake.
Yeah, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? Bobby. And you already know what it is. It's your boy, Kels, man. You can follow me at anywee.kelly, New Kelly on IG. You can follow this particular production. Nostalgia Uni ENT. You know what I'm saying? Check out our other works that we got going on. You feel me?
Most definitely. You can follow me on Instagram, The Real DJ 9D. That's the number 9 and the letter D. Please like, comment, and subscribe on this YouTube channel.
And you already know, follow the Instagram, The Bridge ATL _. You know what I'm saying? We're on TikTok.
Most definitely.
YouTube, Instagram. You know what I'm saying? We're going crazy out here, man.
Most definitely. Hey, comment. We love y'all comments. You know what I'm saying? We love them. We love them. We love them. Thank y'all so much for the love and support. And hey, peace.